Hi, Erin. How's it been going?
All right.
All right. So, how's everything been since our last session?
It's been all right. I'm still having problems like limiting my alcohol intake, and like school's really rough because of that. But I'm trying.
Okay. All right. Well, that's great. So, today during our session, I just wanted to spend the time kind of going over what we talked about last week, seeing how your goals are progressing, things like that. And then I want to talk about your goals for the overall session and what you want to accomplish with our time because we only have a couple sessions remaining. Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's talk first about what we went over last week. We talked that you were going to possibly get a drug and alcohol evaluation and a general physical with your doctor. Did you make any appointments for that?
Yeah, I went in.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I did.
So how did those go?
Yeah. My general physical was good. Said everything's healthy.
That's great.
The drug and alcohol evaluation, they said that my alcohol habits are concerning, but I'm not like an alcoholic. But they said that if I don't change what I'm doing, that's definitely a possibility.
Okay. So how did you feel about that then?
Kind of like good and bad. I was happy that my issues aren't as bad as I kind of perceived them to be, but it's definitely it is concerning because I don't, I want to do well in school and I don't want to have like a substance abuse problem.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, that's great. I'm really glad you went in and made those appointments. That was a big step, definitely. So you said that it came back concerning. Did they say what exactly was concerning about it?
Just the amount that I drank.
The amount. Okay.
Like the number of days per week. Because it's not just like binge drinking like I guess most people my age do. It's kind of like every day. I have at least like 2 or 3 drinks.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm really glad that you went in for that then, so we kind of have a better overview, a more medical perspective on what we're dealing with. That's really great. So we talked also about you possibly trying to limit on your own your alcohol intake. Have you been working on that at all since our last session?
Yeah, I've been trying. I noticed that if I have one drink during the day, like I will have more. But if I don't have one at all, then I'm okay. It was hard. Like I did it a couple days, and it was hard because I really, I live with my friends, and they all wanted to go out. But for a couple days, I did it.
Okay. Well, it seems like you kind of noticed a pattern in your drinking. Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
And you said it's difficult since you're living with your friends.
Yeah.
What are their drinking habits like?
I live with like 5 other people, and we all kind of have different schedules. So at least like one day, like there's one person that wants to go out, and usually I'm the person that will just say like, okay, yeah.
So you're always the one that wants to go out too.
So they don't drink as much as I do. But there's always like someone who wants to drink it.
Okay. All right. So have you talked to them about your drug and alcohol evaluation, or that you've been coming here? Your concerns?
Not really. Like sometimes we kind of make jokes, like about how I'm always like the person that will go out, or like So I kind of don't want to talk about it with them because they already like make jokes about it, so I feel it's kind of like embarrassing a little bit.
Okay. So how do you feel when they make those jokes?
I play along, but then later when I think about it, that's kind of what made me think about, well, I should probably go get some because I don't know how serious this is.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you might have a difficult time talking with them. Have you thought about ways that you could possibly bring it up to them?
Well, there's one person in the house that I'm like really close with, so I should probably start by talking to her and then see what she says, and because she knows everyone else too, and she could help me figure out like ways to get support from them.
Okay. So you said that she sounds like a good support in your life. Do you have other people in your life that you feel are supportive?
I talk to my parents a lot. Like I see them pretty regularly, but this is something that I don't want to talk to them about yet because they're already worried about like me being away from home and being in school, so I don't want like one more thing for them to have to worry about.
All right. So it sounds like you're kind of afraid to talk with your family about that then.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think that the repercussions of not talking to them about it could be?
I think that if I can't get a hold of my life and like all the problems that I'm having with this, that it's going to be an even bigger shock and they'll be even more disappointed. So I think if I do talk to them about it now and like tell them that I'm working on it, getting help, that it would be better than just not talking about it.
Okay, so it sounds like you're a little anxious to tell them, but you think that it might be a good idea. Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think are some ways that maybe you could bring this into conversation without overwhelming them? Because it sounds like you're afraid that that might happen.
I think if I start off by telling them that I'm getting help, and maybe if I tell them also that like I'm still turning in on my assignments and everything, that it's not affecting me too badly yet with school.
Okay. So last time we had talked about how you were kind of worried about school, like you had said you had gotten a bad grade on an exam, but it sounds like you are getting your assignments in now. Is that right?
I'm trying.
You're trying.
Yeah.
Okay. So how has that been going?
It's really stressful because I do want to go out a lot, so it's hard to get things done. But I've been trying to like write down what I need to do and just like manage my time. One thing that helped is like doing my readings and everything if I know that I'm going to go out, like just doing it before.
Okay. Well, that's great. I'm really glad to hear that you're getting into your assignments. You seem to come up with a little bit of a schedule at least.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any plans to kind of further with that, or do you have any ideas of how you could keep going with that so you can get in on all your assignments and not be so stressed about it?
I think that if I keep working on like not going out at all at least 2 or 3 times a week, that will help a lot because then I'll have the time instead of just going out all the time.
The time to study.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you think that's like an important part of your life right now is to get all your grades and things like that. So
yeah.
Value.
Yeah, that's why I came in partly too because it's been hard managing. So I wanted to like have someone to talk about it so I could kind of be able to focus on school.
Okay, so it sounds like then getting your grades up and getting your assignments is kind of like an overall goal for this whole experience.
Mm-hmm.
What else would you say is like an overall goal for our time together?
Definitely figuring out ways that I can drink less and be a healthier person.
All right, great. So it sounds like we got to review a bunch of things today. We talked about how you followed up with your appointments from last week. We also got to talk about your physical, which came back good, which is really great to hear. We also got to talk about some of your family and friends. We talked about your one friend in the house who was a good support for you, and possibly talking with your family about what's going on, and maybe approaching the situation that you're already getting help and you're making progress, and that you would like their support with all of that. And then we talked about your goals for the overall session, which is going to be to kind of get your grades up, get your assignments in, and also to reduce your drinking. Does that sound right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So I think that's going to be all for today. And next week we're going to get into the contracting phase of this, and we're going to kind of figure out exactly what we need to do to get all those steps going.
Okay. Thank you.
Next week. Thanks.